already we have discussed the introductory part of cell. So in our last video already we have discussed the discovery of cell, we have discussed the types of cell, we have discussed the different shapes of cell, we have discussed about the unicellular and multicellular organisms, and so many other things we have discussed. So today we will discuss that what exactly these cells are. So as I said, cells are the structural and functional unit of a living organism. If we will take an example of our cell, we are the multicellular organisms, so we are made up of small cells. So what are the things present inside the cell which can maintain our body? Means we are regulated by these cells. Okay, so first we have to know what are the constituents, what all are the things present inside the cell, so that it can maintain our body, it can maintain our structural and functional events going on inside our body. Okay, so as here we are talking about the multicellular organisms. So here we will take, or today we will talk about the plant cell as well as the animal cell. Okay, we will compare the plant cell with animal cell, means what all are the things or what all are the cell organelles present in both plant cell and in animal cell. Okay, so in our today's session we will discuss about the cell organelles which are present in plant cell as well as in animal cell. So this session is going to be so interesting. I will show you a very nice video about cells. We will have a clear idea about the cell organelles of both plant and animal cells. So let's start the topic without any delay. So students, here I am going to show you the detailed structure of plant and animal cell. And here is an animal cell. If you will see an animal cell, we can see the three main components. The first one, I can say the cell membrane or the cell wall. The second one is the nucleus, and the third one is the cytoplasm. So let's discuss the cell membrane at first. So here cell membrane is the outermost covering of an animal cell. An animal cell is externally covered by a membrane called cell membrane or plasma membrane. So the main function of it to give protection to the cell. Cytoplasm and nucleus combined we can call it as protoplasm. Here you can see the detailed structure of cell membrane. If you will see the structure of cell membrane, it is made up of lipids and proteins. Okay, and you can see here it will allow the substances to come inside the cell. So what is the function of cell? It is semi-permeable in nature, means it allows only the required material inside the cell. It do not allow the unuseful material inside the cell. So this is the main function of cell membrane or plasma membrane. The next part we can discuss about the cell wall. Cell wall is the outermost covering of a plant cell which is absent in animal cell. It is the rigid, tough layer of a plant cell which gives shape to the plant cell. And remember, cell wall is absent in animal cell. So the main function of cell wall is to give protection. The next one is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like fluid present inside the cell in both plant cell and in animal cell. And you can see tiny structures which are floating inside the cytoplasm. We call it as cell organelles. If you can see the detailed structure here, we are moving down into the cell membrane and you can see the fluid, the transparent fluid over here, and that transparent fluid is actually the cytoplasm, and you can see the structures floating over there that are the cell organelles. Okay, so this is the second important part of a cell. If we will talk about the third important part of a cell, what is the third important part of a cell? Nucleus. Nucleus is the main part of a cell, or we can also say that nucleus is the brain of a cell. So nucleus also contains some of the things. So let's discuss what all are the constituents of a nucleus. If we will talk about the constituent of a nucleus, if we will analyze nucleus in details, then we can see some of the structures. The first structure I can say the nuclear membrane. What is the nuclear membrane? As we have talked about cell membrane which surrounds the cell, nuclear membrane surrounds the nucleus, and you can see small pores over the nuclear membrane, that are the nuclear pores. Inside the nucleus you can see some fluid, that are the nucleoplasm, as that of cytoplasm. It's the same nucleoplasm, which is the fluid inside the nucleus. And the third one is the nucleolus. Nucleolus is the rounded, small rounded structure present inside the nucleus. Okay, and the chromosomes. Chromosomes are the thread-like structures present inside the nucleus. Chromosomes actually contains DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is the bearer of hereditary character. What do you mean by hereditary character? The character which transfers from our parents to us, from their parents to our parents. That's why we look similar as that of our parents. That is called as hereditary character. So the main function of nucleus is to bear the character. You can see the close view of nucleus. We moved inside the nuclear pore, and you can see here the DNA, and you can see here the triangle structure over there, that are the chromatids. Chromatids are the tangled thread-like structure which is actually the bearer of DNA. Okay, and it gives a shape to DNA during the cell division. Okay, this part you will have in your health class. You can see the small rounded structure over there, that is the nucleolus. Nucleolus is the production house of proteins, or it is the production house of ribosomes, and that ribosomes will scatter over the cytoplasm, and later on it will form the protein. So now in a later part we will discuss about ribosome also, that is one of the cell organelle. So these are the main three parts of a cell. Now let us discuss about the cell organelles. As I said, cell organelles are floating over the cytoplasm. The first cell organelle here we are discussing about mitochondria. So let us discuss at first the endoplasmic reticulum, then we will go to mitochondria. Endoplasmic reticulum is the cell organelle which is present both in plant cell as well as in animal cell. You can see here. It is the folded structure which extends from the nuclear membrane up to the cell membrane, and it exchanges the material between the cell membrane to the nuclear membrane. You can see here the folded structure. These folded structures are only known as the endoplasmic reticulum, and here the rounded structure, that are the ribosomes. Ribosomes get attached to the endoplasmic reticulum and they synthesize proteins. They help in the protein synthesis in the cell. So the endoplasmic reticulums that bears ribosome are called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and some of the endoplasmic reticulum which do not bear ribosomes are called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum can be of SER or RER. It may be of smooth endoplasmic or rough endoplasmic reticulum. The next one is mitochondria. Mitochondria is also present both in plant cell and animal cell. Mitochondria is the storehouse of energy. It synthesizes as well as store energy in a cell. If you will see the structure of a mitochondria, it has generally two layers, the outer smooth layer and the inner folded layer. Okay, so it also has several shapes. It is of so many shapes. If you will talk about the function of mitochondria, as I said, it is the production or storehouse of energy. It stores all the energy of cell, and whenever the cell requires, it gives the energy. Now let me show you the detailed structure of mitochondria. If you will see the detailed structure of mitochondria, you can see over here it is present inside a cell, and it is of various shapes and size. It may be of oval, it may be of elongated shape. As I said, mitochondria varies in shapes. Okay, so here we can see the layers present in mitochondria. As I said, the outer one is the smooth layer. Okay, and the inner one contains foldings over there, and that folding is called cristae. Okay, that folding is called cristae. and inside the cristae it got some jelly-like structure, some fluid-like structure, we call it the stroma. Okay, and inside the stroma only the energy particles are getting synthesized. You can see here ATP, the adenosine triphosphate. Do not get confused, you will have it in your higher class. The ATP molecules are the energy particles which are produced by the mitochondria. Okay, so here we can say that mitochondria is the storehouse of energy. It is the main storehouse which stores energy for the cell. The next cell organelle we can here discuss about the Golgi bodies or the Golgi complex. So the next cell organelle here we can talk about the Golgi bodies or the Golgi complex, which is present both in plant cell and animal cell. You can see over here the Golgi bodies exchanges the material in between cell to cell, means it acts as a packaging material. It holds all the protein substances inside it, and whenever the cell requires, it gives the protein. This is the work of my Golgi bodies. The next cell organelle we can talk about the lysosomes. Lysosomes are actually the sac-like structure or the bag-like structure. This is present only in animal cells. Remember, lysosomes are present only in animal cells. And lysosomes contains some digestive enzymes. You can see here some proteins, whenever it will come into the cell, or some bacteria or some virus, when it will enter the cell, it will pass on to the lysosome, and lysosome produce some of the digestive enzymes. Some of the digestive enzymes are produced inside the lysosome which digest the protein. Okay, this is the work of lysosome. The next part we can talk about the centromere or centrosomes. These are also present in animal cells, only it is not present in plant cells. It mainly helps in the cell division. When cell divides, it helps in the cell division. The next part we can talk about the ribosomes. Ribosomes are present both in plant cell as well as in animal cells. And the main function of ribosome is to synthesize protein. Here we can see the ribosomes are produced from the nucleus. Remember, I have discussed it earlier. And when it comes out from the nucleus, it gets scattered over the cytoplasm. And as I have discussed in the endoplasmic reticulum, some of the ribosomes are get attached to the endoplasmic reticulum to synthesize protein. So what is the main work of ribosome? The main work of ribosome to synthesize protein. Okay. The next part here we can discuss about the vacuoles. You can see here plant cells have large vacuoles and animal cells sometimes do not contain, or if contain, the vacuoles are very small. The main function of vacuole is to store water and food content. And as plants are autotrophs, that's why they store their foods and water, different minerals, proteins inside the vacuoles. That's why in plants, vacuoles are large in shape, remember, but in animals, vacuoles are very small. You can see over here how the shape is a large. Okay, this is a large shaped vacuole which is present inside the cell of a plant. But in case of animal, it is very small, or in some cases it is negligible. It is not present also. The next cell organelle here we can talk about the plastids. Okay, plastid is also present only in plant cell, not in animal cell. Plastid is a cell organelle which is the main constituent of plant, and plastid also stores. The main function of plastid is also to store. If we can see the detailed structure of plastid is of three types. Okay, so the three types of plastids are chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplasts are the plastids which contains the chlorophyll pigments, which is green in color. Chromoplast is generally red, yellow or brown in color, and leucoplasts are colorless. It do not contain any pigment. So where the chloroplasts are present, if we can see where the chloroplast is present. Chloroplast is present generally in green parts of the plant. So where is the green parts of the plant? It may be in the leaf or it may be in the young stem of the plant. You can see here the structure of chloroplast. It is present in the green part. It contains a pigment called chlorophyll, which is green in structure. The two coloring pigments are chloroplast and chromoplast. Leucoplast is the colorless pigment. Chromoplast, which is red, brown or yellow in color, it is present in flowers and fruits. You can see here the tomatoes. When it is green, it contains chloroplast. Okay, then it contains flowers and fruits. You can see here the tomatoes. When it is green, it contains chloroplast. Okay, then it contains chromoplast, or then it contains the chromoplast up to the end, so that it becomes red and then to yellow in structure. Okay, so this is, students, all about the plant cell and animal cell, the detailed structure of plant cell and animal cell we have discussed. So you can now find out what all are the structures present in plant cell and what all are the structures which are present in animal cell. So in our next session or in our next video, we will discuss about the differentiation or the different cell organelles which are present in animal cell and in plant cells. We will see some common organelles. Also, there are some common organelles in plant and animal cell, and also there are some organelles which are present in animal but not in plant, which are present in plant but not in animal. This part we will discuss in our next video. So till then, just again go through the video, again find